Morning. Today I'm going to talk about the grandmother hypothesis, the menopausal women. Women experiencing menopause, they are saviors. They can contribute, they are creators, they have magical powers, and they have a clue to enable Homo sapiens to survive into the future. So they hold the secret. So menopausal women are the asset or the big investment in Homo sapiens' future. The grandmother hypothesis is a theory to explain the existence of menopause in human life history by identifying the adaptive value of extended kin networking. The evolutionary importance of grandmothers, I'm going to talk about in this segment. We owe to the grandmothers, they are the reason why we live so long. In the 1980s, Kristen Ox and James O'Connell spent time with Ardza hunter-gatherers. They noticed that the older women in the society spend their days collecting tubers, fruits, nuts, and other food items for their grandchildren. That was the proverbial fallen apple that sparked Hawke's interest into the grandmother's theory, which says that humans evolved to live so long because grandmothers, the menopausal women, were around to help take care of the young ones. The grandmother hypothesis goes further than to establish the importance of grandmas. Now, early years as a species, the theory goes, older women helped gather food for their offspring's offspring. In so doing, they were feeling up their daughters to have more children more quickly. So the most evolutionary fit grandmothers have the most grandchildren to whom they pass on their longevity promoting genes. The theory has been surprisingly controversial given its awe factor. Why wouldn't want another reason to celebrate grandmothers? Ox, who has been exploring this theory for years, developed a new mathematical model in response to a 2010 study that appeared to disprove it. Beginning with a population that lived for about as long as apes typically do, she modeled evolution over time and showed that even weak grandmothering drives the evolution of longevity from an ape-like value into the human range. All other female primates fail to live much past their childbearing years, but she showed that after less than 60,000 years, and with only a little bit of grandmothering, the human lifespan doubled. Hawkes then takes this even further, suggesting that when certain apes started pursuing more complex resources, for example, by developing tools for hunting, grandmothers came about in order to ensure that small children weren't left behind. With the kits provided for, natural selection was free to favor those with larger brains, thus paving the way for those apes to evolve into humans. And grandmother's style of upbringing, with its emphasis on social dependence, gave rise to a whole array of social capacities that are then the foundation for the evolution of other distinctly human traits, including pair bonding, bigger brains, learning new skills, and our tendency for cooperation. Grandmothers, Ox says, are what makes us human. In the interest of being as cautious as possible, the model doesn't account for brain size or the role for men, and doesn't even assume that women would only assist their own grandchildren. Even so, it shows how eventually grandmothers grew from representing 1% of female caregivers to 43%, thus achieving grandmothering equilibrium. Although we now credit public health measures for the fact that our lifespans continue to increase, grandmotherly involvement remains the norm in plenty of modern societies. Think of it as a reminder that they may have been the ones to give us the initial boost. Thank you.